Hi writers and readers, I'm Christy Stratus and this is NaNoWriMo Day 12. And today's topic is what do you keep at your workstation? So I'm going to show you what I keep at my workstation, then I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. When I sit down to write, especially for a longer period of time when I know I have some time, I get my workstation all set up. It's like, did you ever see The Honeymooners with Ralph Cramden when he finally gets a TV and he sets up all his snacks on the side table and he sits back and he's like trying to make sure everything is within arm's reach? That's pretty much what I do to make sure I don't have to get up, because if I have to get up, it'll break my train of thought. So, first and foremost, most important thing is the synonyms and the thesaurus. So this one is called Sisson's Synonyms. This is my favorite one. And it's just got tons and tons of words, a ton of different, it's just a really good thesaurus essentially. But I just like this one the best. This is the one that for me has the most amount of words that I am usually looking for. It has the most amount of like successes finding what I want. So that's why this is my favorite one. Then I also have something called the Describer's Dictionary. And this one's a little bit different. They call it a treasury of terms and literary quotations. So the idea is you can look it up by category of what you're looking for instead of just the word by itself. You can look up buildings and dwellings, or you can look up general animal traits. Like, it's got all these different cool categories that you can use. And then within that, you've got examples of how like a famous author used different synonyms and things to describe in their book. So for example, there's a section called Light and Colors, and they have all these different ways to look it up: not transparent, and admitting the passage of, or letting show through light. All these different ways of describing things instead of just showing you the word, and then it gives you all the words that go with it. So you've got like some quotes from Henry Miller and, let's see, David Clark, all different, Agatha Christie, all different authors. Tom Clancy's in here for shapes. The reactor room was quite large. It had to be to accommodate the massive barrel-shaped steel vessel. It's just showing you how you can use some of the words on the side. So one side of the page is the quotes, and one side is the different words that you can choose. Then besides those, of course, I always have to have my notebook. And this notebook has already started to fall apart because I carry it everywhere with me. This extremely important lock part, that is the biggest part of the front that inspires me, has already fallen off. So I tried to hot glue it back and it came off again. I will get it. Anyway, don't forget your pen, because the most frustrating thing is to sit down with a notebook and have no pen to write with. I hate that. Pet peeve. And then any kinds of research materials you might need, or you might be using now, or if you have a specific scene in mind, then those particular research materials. I was looking at flowers recently, so I have my pieces set in the Victorian era. So I have Victorian nosegays, and it has all these different pictures, like examples of what you might see and for what they would be used, things like that. But I just sort of have a stack of books. I generally write in the same place. So, and I keep whatever I'm going to be drinking right next to me. In this case, it's a lot of tea. So I have a whole big teapot that's really, really pretty, and obviously filled and already steeped and ready for me. And then I have like this really pretty cup, and I try to always have something that reminds me of what I'm writing about. So in this case, it's like super pretty. It's not from the time period, it just reminds me of the time period. And then finally, probably most importantly besides the computer, chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate. My favorite brand is Enjoy Life. So I just keep a bag next to me, or sometimes a really pretty bowl of them. I eat the chips. They have made chunks too. But some people like bars. Some people like to eat healthy things. I like chocolate. So that's generally what I like to keep next to me when I'm writing. So this is not an official YouTube tag that I have ever seen done before, but I tag everyone who watches this and is writing, whether you're participating in NaNoWriMo or not, to go and do a YouTube video or even a blog post about what you keep next to you when you write. And just tag me in it, put my link. I'll put yours if you tell me that you did it, and we'll just link back and forth, and let's keep this going. It could be really fun. I'll see you tomorrow.